Welcome. My name is Dennis Ravenel. I'm the ITSM Unification Project Manager.
And my name is Matthew Wallman. I am the Incident Management Process Manager.
This is part one of a series of 5 short videos introducing you to incident management and request fulfillment on the ServiceNow.com platform. The 5 parts of this series are part 1, the introduction, part 2, creating a ticket, part 3, saving and working a ticket, part 4, resolving a ticket, and part 5, some tips and tricks on searching templates and reports. Everything you need to know is being posted to the website http://hewitt.harvard.edu/ITSM. You'll find the training presentation, user guides, FAQs, the video library, the trifold, and logins to the production site and also the test site. Come back often. This will be updated frequently. You've probably had ITIL Foundation training. Hewitt leverages the ITIL framework, as does some 80% of large organizations worldwide. This helps us to structure our delivery and support of IT services efficiently and effectively. You know from your ITIL training that an incident is any unplanned interruption or degradation of a production IT service. So what's the purpose of incident management? The purpose of incident management is to restore normal operation as quickly as possible and thus mitigate the adverse impact on the business. It's about getting the users back up and running again as quickly as we can. Like everything else, an incident has a life cycle. For this series, we will follow the ITIL life cycle of an incident to introduce you to the ServiceNow tool. First, you log the incident. Who's calling with a problem or a request? What are they calling about? You categorize and prioritize the incident. What service is impacted? What's the priority? You investigate and diagnose. You identify what's wrong and try and get the user working again. And if you can't, you escalate. You refer the incident to someone else within your group or in another group who's better equipped to resolve the incident. And finally, you resolve the incident. You can't close it. The tool closes the incident. But you resolve it. And you resolve it by getting the user working again. Before we go into the tool, let's talk for a moment about roles. There are 3 key roles in the incident management process. The first is the first line. Who is the first line? The first line is the initial contact, that first person, regardless of their title, who is contacted by an end user, by a customer, who says, I need something, or I have a problem. What is expected of that person is that they will open the ticket, they will gather and analyze as much information as possible, and either help the user get back to normal operation and resolve the ticket, or escalate the ticket to a more appropriate person in their group or to another group. Who's the assignee? We are all the assignee. Anytime we are working a ticket, we are the assignee. What's expected of us? We're working the ticket, we're working the incident. We document what's been done, what is tried and worked, and what has been tried and hasn't worked. And we communicate progress to the end user. We either resolve the incident or we escalate the ticket to a more appropriate resource or a more appropriate group. Finally, queue manager. Queue managers have an additional hour and a half of training that includes principles of good customer service. The queue manager is that person who is accountable. What does accountable mean? Accountable means that one throat to choke. It's that person who is on the line for ensuring that the tickets are timely accepted or assigned so that the poor end user isn't dead and buried by the time somebody works it. So the queue manager is the person who is accountable for making sure that the service is restored or a workaround is implemented in a timely fashion. In a minute, Matt is going to walk you through the basic screen layout, user interface fundamentals, and start the demonstration of incident management on the ServiceNow platform. For the purposes of this presentation, we assume that you've already logged into ServiceNow. There's another very short video in the ITSM video library that tells you how to do that if you haven't already done so.
ServiceNow is a cloud-based software-as-a-service solution that you can access from any network anywhere. You don't need to have Harvard VPN or access to VPN in order to access ServiceNow. You can access ServiceNow with any of the major newer browsers, such as Safari, Firefox, Chrome, which is our preferred browser, or IE, which works just as well, but occasionally gives you a pop-up box or an alert about blocked pop-ups. Just allow ServiceNow access to pop-ups, and you'll be able to use Internet Explorer A-OK. When you first log into ServiceNow, you'll see the ServiceNow homepage, which looks like this. The homepage is your main content area, and I'll get more into the main content area in the homepage in just a minute, but I want to introduce you to the other sections. On the left, we have the Application Navigator. Here you'll see your default applications, which right now we only have incident, request, and reports available to you. But as we add change management, problem management, and other services in the future, you'll see those in there as well. Within each application, there are several modules, which are usually just predefined searches for lists of incidents or lists of requests, or blank forms, such as Create New, or your homepage or other particular pieces of the application. To the left of the Application Navigator, we have what's called the ServiceNow Power Edge. The Power Edge is really a bookmark bar for ServiceNow, and we'll often probably refer to it as a bookmark bar. Here you can drag just about any link available, like I can drag Create New over here so I have easy access to it. You can also drag any ticket or any type of ticket over there so you have immediate quick access. And you can also drag searches over there, which we'll go over in the list view section of this in just a minute. You can hover over these and edit to delete them or remove them as you see fit. Just about anything that's linkable can be dragged to the ServiceNow Power Edge. At the top of the Power Edge, there's 4 very tiny icons that'll help you control your screen view. So we can toggle off the navigator, toggle off or on or off the banner so you can get more screen real estate. You can also do a split pane view, which will show a list form on one side, and as you click on the item, it'll show you the form of that in the pane view. You can also turn that off by using those application navigators at the top of the Power Edge. To the right of that, we have the banner. Mostly of use there is the global search. Here you can search for any sort of ticket information, which we will go over towards the end of this series. And we also have the Switch to Old UI link. If you use ServiceNow on an iPad, you need to click on the Switch Old UI link in order to be able to scroll ServiceNow on the iPad. Once you've switched it, it will remember your settings, so the next time you come to a desktop browser, you need to switch back to new UI, and this will reflect it. The old UI works just the same as the new UI, except for you can't toggle, there's no more Power Edge, and you can't toggle on or off the panes. Switch to new UI when you get back to your desk, and your Power Edge and all your bookmarks will still be there. ServiceNow always retains the last setting that you set, whether it's the columns layout, what UI view, what you've removed or added or anything. So next time you log in, it's still there. Now back to the main content area, you see your home page. Your home page is completely movable and customizable by you. Like we start off with a Hewitt News scroller, which will have major incidents, When we add changes and problems, we'll have emergency changes and problems in there, plus any news announcements that are going on. You can click on any of those to see more details about that particular issue. We also have my work that's assigned to you, whether it's an incident request. Same with my group's work. That's work that's assigned currently to your group. My work by location and my work by service has pie charts showing the distribution of your work by where it's located, which is useful if you're a field service type technician, or my work by service, which is useful if you're an application developer and you need to do work by application. All these items are movable, so if I wanted to put my work by service at the top and put my work by location, I can just drag and drop. Or if I wanted to put the group's work above that, I can do that, or move stuff around in a different way. You can also remove sections just by clicking on it. Like if I don't want these pie charts here, I can click on the X and remove them, and they're no longer there. When you make changes, it automatically renames your homepage to My Homepage, and that's your customized homepage. You can always switch back to the default homepage by clicking on the Switch to Page drop-down menu and clicking Homepage, and that'll switch you back to the default homepage. If you want to add additional content, you can click on this link. We go into that in much more detail in our ITSM video library. Outside the homepage, if you click on any of these links, assigned to me, assigned to my group, open or open unassigned, we can show you a list of incidents. This list view, and let me give ourselves a little bit more real estate here. This list view shows all open incidents. As you can add columns to this list view by clicking on the gears, and it'll give you a list of columns that you can add. So if I wanted to sort by create time, that's not in their default view. I just add the created column to the bottom there, and that will add that column, and now I can sort on that column. To sort on any column, if I want to sort on created date or by assignment group, just click on that column name, and that will sort that column for you. You can also, in any column, you can right-click on any value and filter out or show matching entries of that value. So if I wanted to see everything that's assigned to Bruce Patterson, I can right-click and hit Show Matching, and it will show all the tickets just assigned to Bruce Patterson. And as I click and do those Show Matching or filter out, it adds it up here to the blue breadcrumbs at the top of the list view, showing that right now I'm showing all active tickets where the status is not resolved and assigned to equals Bruce Patterson. To remove any of these filters, I can just click on the greater than sign next to it and hit Remove Condition. I can also filter out using the same method. So if I turn it back to the same number here and say I want to see just service desk tickets, show matching, but I only want to see tickets that are currently assigned to somebody, I can find a null value and filter out on that. So filter out the null values. And now I have just service desk tickets that are assigned to people. If I want to save this search, I can drag this filter breadcrumb, grab the last item, and drag it over to the bookmark bar, and it'll save that search for me. So no matter where I'm at in the application, I can always click on that and go right back to it. In addition to doing personal filters, you can right-click on any header and click on Group By on that list view, and it will group by that particular person or that and for the assigned to. So now I can see that Andrew Conahan has 11 tickets, Chris Nadu's got 25. To ungroup, you can always right-click back on that header and ungroup, and it'll ungroup all the tickets. In the incident table menu, or any table menu, there's additional items you can see. Show shows how many rows you want, which we have defaulted for everyone at 100 rows per page. Group by, again, does the same as right-clicking on one of those columns, but you can group by any item. And filters are a bunch of predefined filters that we have set up, including assigned to me and assigned to my groups, that you'll be able to access to actually to use those as a predefined search. They're very similar to the predefined search that you do see in the application navigator, assigned to me, assigned to my group. One other thing I wanted to point out is My Profile. Either in the Application Navigator in the incident, there's My Profile, or if you just click on your name, you'll view My Profile. My Profile allows you to change some system settings, including the date format, the time zone, your notification preferences, but mostly we'll use it to change your password. You can change your password on My Profile, just put the password in the password box, hit update, and that's it. Remember, there's much more available in terms of how to apply templates, how to add content, how to do reporting in the ITSM video library at hewitt.harvard.edu/ITSM. Back to you, Dennis.
Thank you, Matt. That concludes part 1 of this series of 5 short videos on incident management and request fulfillment in the ServiceNow.com platform. We hope you've enjoyed it. We always welcome your feedback at the email address itsm@harvard.edu. Remember to come back to the ITSM page, remember our video library, and finally, you can practice on the tool. There is a link off of the ITSM page to the Harvard test instance, which is harvardtest, one word, .service-now.com, and email is not enabled in the test instance, so you can create tickets for people and they won't get email. Thank you.